Most people only see the wave, but what they don't see is everything it takes to even paddle out. In this week's vlog, I'm breaking down what really goes down into preparing for a big wave session, mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah.
What's up, Stoke Nation? I am so stoked to be with you guys this week. I have some great news I'm going to be sharing with you guys in just a second. First off, I want to say welcome to the channel. Welcome all new subscribers. If you're new and checking us out, please click that subscribe button. We would love for you to join the Stoke Nation journey. And this week's vlog is actually going to be very unique because we actually had one of our subscribers, SurfRat8Ball, make an excellent comment and really wanted to know on different things on what he can do to handle his situation when it comes to surfing waves, and basically on what I do on how to handle certain aspects. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to be going over, I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. A lot of the information that I'll be sharing with you guys is stuff that you could use in like every day. Obviously some of this stuff is going to be surf related. However, when it comes to a lot of the principles and these things I'm going to be sharing with you, I think that they'll be really beneficial for you. So please check out into the description, because the description will have a lot of great key information on sites and different things that you guys can utilize and hopefully purchase and use. Thank you guys for tuning in, and please, like I said, don't forget to subscribe and watch more videos. And we're continuously growing the channel. You know, the goal is obviously to try and catch the biggest wave. However, it's just not about surfing, and that's one thing that I really want to change. And like what I was explaining in last week's vlog is that I want to give you guys more value, help you guys grow and whatever it is that you guys are trying to go after. Stay tuned. Let's go for a surf, and we'll dive into everything from what SurfRat8Ball wanted us to share. So, see you guys soon. Aloha. All right, Stoke Nation, we're gonna go out, we're gonna charge some waves. It looks pretty fun. Down over there, there's some peaks. It's about maybe 3-4 feet. We're gonna go for a quick surf. We have some lessons today. Then, after, we're gonna dive in and we're going to talk SurfRat8Ball's comment. All right, Stoke Nation, we're gonna be diving into the whole entire subject right now. And mind you, what I'm gonna be sharing with you guys is I'm not saying that this is the secret sauce or I know it all. However, the information that I'm gonna be sharing with you are the things that I've done and that I continuously do to really push myself to get to this next level. I feel that some of the information that I'll be sharing with you guys will really be beneficial to you. So please take a look in the description. I will have links with everything that I will be talking about and I'll be sharing. So let's dive in and let's go into the whole entire subject, and along with what you might benefit from this question. Everything starts with the foundation. What I mean by foundation is how many times are you spending in the ocean? These are two important foundational skills that'll help you get to the level that you want. When you're conditioning your body with high intensity workouts, breathing O2 and CO2 tables statically and dynamically will benefit you in high stressful situations. Incorporating these skills will help you feel more confident. A few years ago, I chased a big swell to Porto Escondido, and I had a conversation with Grant Twiggy Baker.
Confidence comes from your physical conditioning. So if you feel like you're conditioned well and you've done the work and you really want the wave, then the confidence will come in.
On how to prepare for what was to come. He told me if my conditioning was good, I should be able to handle what was about to take place. Ever since that conversation we had, I always make sure my training and conditioning is always a top priority besides of being in the ocean. Making time to train and breathe and investing in water safety program that offers CPR and basic water safety will only make you feel confident and make you an asset in any water situation. Another thing to add is during downtime when you have seasons that are not producing the swells you're trying to target, start putting yourself in high stressful competitions such as marathons, triathlons, prone or stand-up paddle races, or a combat sport like jiu-jitsu or boxing. All of these sports will test your mental strength. These will be a huge asset when you're out in bigger conditions. Now let's talk about equipment. As you guys can see behind me, I have boards that can handle anything starting from 15 feet all the way to over 40 feet. Having the right equipment is what's going to help set you up for success. That's why I always recommend that if you're going to be going after trying to surf bigger waves, to actually talk to a shaper to get you dialed for the proper areas that you're going to be surfing. I feel that when you buy boards off the rack, it's not the same because everything that they're going by is based on rule of thumb. I figure that when you work with the shaper, they know everything from where you're going to be surfing if it's a local break, or hopefully they have enough experience to where they know how other waves break as well. You have to think about, like, you're not going to bring a knife to a gunfight. You're going to bring the proper artillery that you're going to need when it comes to going up against battle. So for instance, when you think about the 8.6 and the 9.6, these two are basically made for places like Porto, Pipeline, any wave that's going to be ledgy. Even for instance, this 10-footer that's right behind me, this thing will even work great for Mavs. However, we have this 10.6. This 10.6 would be too big for places like Mavericks. Maybe it would be able to if it was shaped a little bit differently, but however, based upon about how there's not much nose rocker on this board, there's a possibility that you can purl. Now, those are why it's so important that when you're going into buying boards or to getting a board for whatever waves you're trying to go for, that's why it's so important to have the proper wave or the board equipment for the waves that you're going after. All of these boards that I have will be good for anything that I go from, whether it is surfing Waimea, whether it is Mavericks, whether it is Porto Escondido, or whether it's different big wave spots that are outer reefs, such as like Himalayas or hammerheads over on the North Shore of Oahu. This one right here, this 10 would be perfect for Pe'ahi as well. But just take this into consideration is that if you're going to be getting a gun, work with the shaper to get you dialed for the proper waves that you're going to be surfing. Now that we just got done talking about our board equipment, now let's talk about other equipment that plays just as an important role. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about our fin setup. Our fin setup is super important compared to what you're normally using when it comes to your basic shortboard and high performance surfing. With big wave surfing, you want a fin that's going to be a little bit smaller and that's going to be super stiff. The reason why you want a shorter one and a stiffer fin is because of the amount of speed that you're generating when you're surfing these waves. Looking at your other fins when it comes to your shortboards is that those are more high performance based, which you're going to have more flexibility and more rake in the fin. When you're looking at a big wave fin, the rake is not as much and the fin is going to be a little bit smaller and more stiffer. So take that into consideration when you're on the market of looking for a fin setup. Secondly, we're also going to be talking about our leash setup. Our leash setup is also just as important as well because this is basically almost a little bit of a lifeline. Me personally, I'm a huge fan of stay covered leashes. They're all hand tied and they can take a beating. The price for them are relatively pretty competitive. Mind you, yes, there are other competitors out there that make big wave leashes such as Dakine, John Florence's brand, and there's a few others that I can't remember, but I'm a huge fan of Stay Covered. So they do ship worldwide, so check them out. You could also check out in the description, like I've mentioned before, everything that I've talked about, I will have in the description that you could check out for yourself. Now let's talk about our safety equipment. Our safety equipment is just as important as anything else. Now, as being a team rider and an ambassador for Ocean Tailored, we have developed and created a new impact suit called the HydroGuard. The HydroGuard is an actual upgrade from the current impact suit that they have. This one has 6 panels, and you're going to be having protection on your ribs, your back, your tailbone, and your thighs along with the safety handle. All their suits are all made out of Japanese neoprene. If you look into the description, there is a special promo code, Chris10 off. You enter that at checkout and you'll get a special promotion on any of the impact suits that you purchase. Last but not least, we have the Patagonia PSI vest. The PSI vest you can only get if you do a BRAG course. A BRAG course is the Big Wave Risk Assessment Group. They do have an online course which will still qualify you for the PSI vest. Now there's another company called Blue Soup, which is basically just like the Quicksilver one. The difference is that this one is you're going to be wearing over versus under, and you don't need a certificate to purchase that one. Prepping the mind before a swell hits. Before the ocean even moves, your mind has to. Watching the forecast, but don't let it own you. Checking the forecast becomes a ritual. You're watching the buoys, waiting for the period or the angle to line up, or that pressure system to hold. You're watching wind, tide, and swell direction. Understand your spot. No swell windows. But here's the thing, don't get lost in the hype. Too much obsession with the swell forecast can turn anticipation into anxiety. Then check in with yourself. Ask yourself, what do you want to feel out there? What kind of waves are you ready for? Visualize the day before it happens. The night before the swell, run it through your head like a movie. Visualize your arrival to the spot, the paddle out, that moment where it gets quiet right before the set comes, taking off, wiping out, and also remaining to stay calm, holding on and trusting your training. Visualization sharpens your response. It tells your body, we've been here before, even when you haven't. Prep your tools, prep your intent, double check your gear, and question, do you have the right board setup? Is your leash good? Is your impact vest working? Do you have the proper fins? Do you have CO2 cartridges? But don't forget to prep your internal tools like, will fear show up? Where does your confidence come from? What do you want to learn out there? And remember to anchor to purpose. You're not just surfing to get a clip, you're building something deeper. Trust in yourself, a deeper connection to the ocean. This is a test of spirit. Managing the lineup at big wave spots, or any spots. At heavy spots, the waves aren't the only thing you're navigating. It's the energy, the pecking order, the silent code of the lineup. It starts before you even hit the water. The eyes are on you. Everyone is measuring something, whether it is the conditions, the confidence, and who belongs. Here's the truth. Respect will take you further than ego ever could. Read the lineup before you read the set. Watch, listen, learn. Every lineup has its own rhythm where the pack sits. Who's controlling the pace? Who's charging and who's hesitating? Don't paddle straight to the peak like it's yours. Let your presence build slowly. Earn it. Let the wave come to you first. Don't chase waves, chase timing. In big waves, taking the wrong wave just to get one can hurt more than your pride. Be selective. Show that you understand the spot. Sometimes the best move is letting a set go by. Give respect to get it. Cheer others on. Stay out of the way when it's not your turn. If someone has put more in time at the spot, honor that. Let your surfing speak. When the wave comes, go. No hesitation, no ego, just presence, commitment, and clean execution. You'll gain more respect from one good wave ridden than 10 taken out of place. You don't dominate a lineup. You earn your space in it. With patience, with awareness, with heart. The best surfers in big waves aren't the loudest. They're the ones who move with the ocean and not just for themselves. Fear management in surfing. Fear isn't the enemy, panic is. When you chase heavy water, fear shows up. Not sometimes, but every time. It's in the pit of your stomach during the forecast scroll, in your breath the night before, in your legs during the paddle out, and it spikes right before the drop. But fear isn't a flaw. Fear is fuel if you know how to manage it. Acknowledge it. The first rule of fear is don't pretend it's not there. The ocean doesn't reward bravado. It respects honesty. Say it out loud if you have to. I'm scared right now. Naming the fear gives it shape, and when you see it, you can work with it. Breathe through the edges. Fear lives in the nervous system. You can't overthink your way out of it, but you can breathe your way through it. Do inhale, exhale slowly, do box breathing, breath holds, grounding rituals, control your breath, control your body, and control your moment. The first deep breath at the edge of a takeoff zone. That's when the fear shifts from chaos to focus. Shift the conversation. Fear says, you're not ready. You say, I've trained for this. Fear says, what if you wipe out? You say, then I'll survive and learn. Fear says, the wave is too big. You say, let's see who I really am. You're not silent silencing the fear, you're taking over it with truth. Repetition builds resilience. The more time you spend in that fear zone, holding your breath, getting ragdolled, sitting in the impact zone, the more familiar fear becomes. You start to realize fear isn't something to get rid of, it's something to ride alongside. Just like a set wave, you don't stop fear, you drop in with it. And if you fall, you come back stronger. Fear is the price of doing something meaningful. It means you care, it means you're alive, and it means you're in the right place. So don't run from fear, run with it, because it's not the fear that defines you, it's what you do when it shows up. Managing wipeouts. The wipeout teaches you what the wave never could. There's no graceful way to wiping out in big surf. There's no hack, no shortcut, only surrender and survival. The moment you fall, time slows, the ocean takes over, and your only job is to let go of control without letting go of yourself. Don't fight it. The instinct is to resist, to kick, to swim up, and you need to breathe. That's called panic taking over. You've got to relax into the chaos, because the more you fight, the faster you burn oxygen. Let your body go limp, stay calm. The ocean will let you up when it's ready. Train the mind, not just the body. Breath holds are only part of it. The real work is staying present even when everything wants you out. Visualize the hold down. Practice the mental script. I'm okay, I've been here, I'll resurface. The mindset training turns fear into clarity. You stop wondering if you'll make it, and you'll start focusing on how to get through it. Surface and reset when you pop up, no matter how long it felt. You breathe, check your board, and look for the next one, because sometimes that next wave is already coming. And if you panic again, it's twice as bad. So you reset, you anchor back to your breath. That's what separates seasoned chargers from frantic floaters. Not strength, not size, it's recovery. Every wipeout is a teacher. It humbles you, it tests you, your breath, your mindset, your willingness to stay in it. But it also builds something deeper: trust, resilience, and the unshakable belief that you can handle what's next. You can't always control the wave, but you can control the way you fall and the way you rise. All right, Stoke Nation, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week's vlog. If you guys made it this far, first off, I want to say a huge thank you to Surf Rat 8 Ball for providing the comment, and hopefully you have some helpful tools that will basically help you develop your surfing journey in charging bigger waves. And please, all you subscribers, if you have any questions about anything that you might want to know about or be better in, please comment below and we'll make a vlog about it. Like I said, this is all about community and helping you guys get to your next level. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, watch more videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Aloha.